Mom, are you reading this from Google?
Of course I am. How would I know that? I'm worried about you. Google is worried about you.
The buzz around Blake Lively continues to grow more and more each day. Fake Lively and Crying Reynolds, I mean, the names, the memes, I really feel bad for everybody involved. And I just saw that Amber Heard weighed in on the whole situation. So I decided once again to give Hollywood hairstylist and legend Emanuel Millar a call. He is here with us today in the flesh. Mr. Emanuel, welcome back, sir. I really appreciate it. It's getting crazy out there. You know, I think they just need to change the name to It Ends With Cash, because somebody's gonna get paid at the end of this thing. And unfortunately, it's not in the whole box office, movie theater kind of way. Have you been keeping up with everything? What are your thoughts?
Thank you again for having me back. With all this controversy with Blake that I've been reading and seeing on Instagram and TikTok, what comes to mind is when the first thought that I had when I met her and I walked into the trailer was, this is a mean girl. And if she doesn't get her way, she's going to make a stink about it. And I don't remember us having a conversation. I stood behind her doing her hair. Her makeup artist did her makeup. Her name is Vivian. The very telltale, when I first met Blake, we were driving around Wilmington, North Carolina, doing some shopping for the show. And Vivian said, Blake is having her nails done at a salon. Let's stop by and I'll introduce you and say hello. So I didn't want to, because I just thought, she's having her nails done. This is her private time, her personal time. So, but we did stop by and said hello, and it was, Blake did this hello. There wasn't a happy to meet you or glad to meet you. It was just basically a hello, and I wanted to get out of there. But when we were ready to leave, Vivian said goodbye, and she told Blake, I love you. And Blake just kind of looked at her and said, you love me? And that was, I think, the most real I ever saw Blake be, is questioning, you love me.
Do you think she was just trying to be, snarky or funny?
No, it came across in the most real. It was very questioning, very real of, how could you love me? You don't really know me. And that's what stuck in my head.
Gotcha. And then after that, of course, once you were on set, no dialogue whatsoever.
Yes, from the salon, the next time I saw her was the morning to the first time I did her hair in the makeup trailer. I don't really remember a hello. I don't remember a good morning, a how are you, or nice to see you. Or it was, you're here to do my hair, and I'm Blake Lively, and you just wait on me.
Wow. Okay, so what about Amber? I mean, it's public that she's in support of Blake. She's obviously had her own thing with Johnny Depp. Again, I don't know much about that situation either. I'm just blown away by the trend. I mean, it's just every time I open YouTube, Instagram, it's just Blake, and it's crazy. So, what are your thoughts, or what was it like working with Amber on set, and what do you think about her in support of Blake?
I did work with Amber, and what surprised me in the beginning of this Blake Lively thing was that Amber Heard took her side and stood up for her. My first thought was, it felt as if she's been in hiding, and she said to herself, oh, here's my chance to speak up. But to me, it seems as though she took the wrong side. I had been working on this project called the Playboy Club. It was a pilot. And so it was 1963, hairstyles, and Jenna Dewan was lovely, and Laura Benatti, and so many of the lovely actresses. When Amber walked in, instead of saying hello, there was never a hello or a greeting. It was, I don't want my hair teased. They damaged my hair at a photo shoot I did in Paris, and I don't want any hairspray. So right from the get-go, it was demands. And again, Blake reminded me of that same thing. You're here to do my hair. And that, to me, that's a personality trait. When one person, knowing that they're going to be working directly with another person, that person's going to be touching them and doing their hair, you think you would. I mean, I'm friendly to my mailman who delivers the mail. I just say good morning and how are you, and because he's delivering my mail, and that's always taken me back again when you work with people like Jane Fonda or Judi Dench or Cate Blanchett or Angelina Jolie, who are just so kind and giving and friendly, and we got close. And I'm not looking to be anybody's friend, but I don't enjoy being treated unfriendly.
That's crazy. Well, like Blake, I didn't know much about Amber either. The first time I saw her was in the Stepfather remake. I'm a huge horror fan. I thought she did good. I thought she was very pretty. But then after that, I didn't know what else, or I didn't see her in anything else. And then, years later, I see her in court with Johnny Depp. I didn't even know they were together. But again, my feed wasn't flooded the way it is now. The trend, the Blake Lively trend is just through the roof. So you've worked with Amber, you've worked with Blake, but you've also worked with Johnny Depp. Can you give us a little bit on Johnny? What was he like?
Absolutely. I mean, Johnny, when I first met Johnny, I was told, could I meet Johnny at his hotel, at the Peninsula Hotel there in Chicago. Johnny wanted to meet me to see if we would have a good connection together, and he would decide if I would be doing his hair. So I met Johnny at 10 o'clock in the morning, went to his hotel room, and he shook my hand. It was so gracious. So we talked a little bit. We were waiting, and he asked me, he said, what are you doing this weekend? And I said, my son is in town. He's a soldier. He's on his way to Iraq. He's in the army. And Johnny immediately said, oh, I'd love to meet him. And now here's Johnny Depp. And he said, I'd love to meet him to thank him for his service. So Johnny had me call Steven. Steven, 10 minutes later, showed up at the hotel. And Steven grew up being around actors that I've worked with. And here was Johnny Depp. But the minute that he walked in and I introduced them, there was such a sincerity and such a kindness. So going back to the court thing, when I saw Amber, which to me is very reminiscent of this Blake Lively thing of trying to just badmouth Justin Baldoni, and he did this. It does remind me of Amber trying to say all these things about Johnny, and somebody can't say that when you work with somebody for 5 months and they've only shown me kindness. I'm not looking to be hailed. I'm not looking to be somebody's new best friend or their bestie. But if you're working together directly, be kind to me, I'll be kind to you. Or I'll be kind to you, and I hope and expect the same thing back. And that's what I got from Johnny. Never got that from Amber. So again, when I was watching the trials, I thought, you are such a good fake. There was nothing that came out of her mouth that I thought was sincere, because the sincerity that I felt from Johnny for months is who he is. And please note, the final thing I'd like to say, Chris, is I'm not doing this to promote my book. Yes, I have a book out there, and so many actors throughout the years have said, you really should write a book, or write. You have so many amazing stories from the people you've worked with. So I did. I sat down and wrote a book. But doing this and speaking with you and speaking to your fans or your audience is not to sell my books. It really is. I've been enjoying this very much, and I hope the message comes across that just be kind to people, just be nice. Even if you're a big movie star, be kind. It doesn't cost anything.
Well, it's an epic read with lots of amazing stories. Emanuel, your journey is incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. And, thank you. You've given me such a different perspective when I'm watching and rewatching these movies. You've helped to create so many iconic characters and looks. Again, super congrats on everything that you do. And I'm just honored to have you here. And I really, really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for believing. I will have links in the description for Emanuel's memoir. And if you like this video, I'll have links to other videos with Emanuel where he shares his on-set experiences with Angelina Jolie and Hathaway, Russell Crowe, some good, some not so good. Definitely check them out. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for believing, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.